First rule of being the hotel inspector is never assume you've seen it all. What is this place?
Thought I was coming to some gangbanging convention.
I'm Alex Polizzi and I'm an award-winning hotelier.
Hello!
But it's Britain's worst hotels that give me sleepless nights.
There's a stench in here.
I just check on the cesspit.
This place just depresses me. I've seen the bizarre,
I've got loo roll envy. That's never happened to me before.
the ridiculous,
Why would you have a poo-brown feature wall?
and the downright ugly.
This has to rank as one of the ugliest rooms I've ever seen.
I've brought countless hotels back from the brink. Hoteliers think they know what to expect from me, but I'm coming more prepared than ever.
This is my first attempt at covert ops.
No, I've had enough.
You've had enough! You have had enough!
Stick up for your business, for God's sake. Clearly, what I need to do is maybe punch him once or twice in the face.
You can't be told.
Tell what?
You want to have an argument on the
No,
train?
we've
in the
got to
middle of
finish all the
bleak
rooms,
countryside?
right?
How do you work out what your occupancy is?
I don't know how to do that.
For God's sake.
So struggling with this.
This time, I'm heading back to the Atlantic House Hotel in Cornwall.
Gosh, it looks a bit miserable, doesn't it?
An invisible hotel
It's a bit bland, isn't it, darling?
run by an owner in hiding.
I'm not the life and soul of the party type of person.
Engage.
Oh, crikey.
Oh, such agony.
It's a year and a half since I first visited Trevor.
We had a busy night in the restaurant last night. We had a fantastically busy weekend.
Will Trevor and the Atlantic have blossomed?
I just see other places making money out of selling alcohol, and I think, why can't I?
And will he agree to step out of his comfort zone once again?
I've got to try and remember how to do this and copy it.
We would never have come in for a drink.
No, we wouldn't.
We need gin over here.
Trevor Rounding has owned the 16-bedroom Atlantic House Hotel for over a decade. Until recently, he was the silent partner.
My business partner and I bought the hotel in 2004. She's worked here for 10 years and basically wants her life back. So I'm going to buy her out.
After Trevor's partner left the business 2 years ago, it was up to him to keep the hotel afloat and take centre stage.
There's just no way as a child I would have imagined myself ending up running a hotel. You know, for someone who's as pathologically shy as me, from another planet, this existence, it's just not me at all. I'm going to have to take over the tasks that she normally does, being front of house. White, brown or mixed?
Brown, please.
Okay, all right, I'll just take those. Thanks very much. There's some magic there which I don't seem to have, and I don't know what spells to cast.
I have always loved coming to Cornwall.
The sea, the beaches, the ice cream, the fish and chips. Redolent of all my family holidays and many more that I want to have here.
Which is why I was more than disappointed when I was first confronted with Trevor's hotel all those months ago.
This potentially stupendous hotel, this unbelievable view, and it wasn't really being made the most of.
I think occupancy is not as good as it could be. We're only really full when Bude itself is full.
Trevor, he's a charming man, an erudite man, I mean, not a mean bone in his body, but he is not a natural showman. He's not extrovert, and he really struggled to interact with his guests.
It's this understanding of guests and what works is what I don't think I have. I just don't have an instinct for what will really appeal to other people.
I think you can teach people anything, but it's very hard to change people's characters. And I do think that kind of showmanship, that ease with people, is an intrinsic part of the job that he had taken on. And I think it's something that Trevor really, really struggled with.
I like to get ready for service. I like to make sure it's ready, because I can't relax unless it is. Just keep drying the cutlery. Okay. Once service starts, then I like to be able to hand over.
Brilliant.
Plain fish, plain steak.
I don't like trying to do small talk. I never have been able to do that.
Every guest that comes through your door has got to feel as if they are the first guest through your door. You must never allow it to go stale. You must never take people for granted. Everyone thinks that they can be a hotelier, and in fact, there's so many aspects to it. There are so many hotels in this area, and in such a crowded market, it's incredibly important to have an identity that makes people understand what it is that you're offering and what they can expect when they come to you.
I just want to make the business something that I'm really proud of, but also really works.
The first thing I had to make him realise is that this lack of identity was really impacting upon his levels of trade.
If we can make the business succeed, then I don't want to sound over dramatic, but it would have made my life worthwhile.
Certainly from Easter till September. If you're not full then and you don't have enough in the bank, it's very hard to carry through to the winter months when there is virtually not a soul to be seen on these windswept cliffs. Ultimately, if you can't make sure you make money in the summer, you're not going to survive. And all the investment that Trevor had made was going to go down the Swanee.
Back in January 2016, with another vital peak season looming, Trevor sent out a cry for help, and I responded with an unannounced first visit. I wanted to see how this reluctant hotelier dealt with unexpected guests. I'm here to surprise Trevor. But it looks like the surprise may be on me.
It's locked.
I can't get in.
Hello? Hello?
It seems the hotel is closed.
Doesn't particularly.
Hello, Alex Polizzi.
No, that's a surprise.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Are you?
Yes.
Good.
Not bad, thank you. I'm slightly disconcerted because I've never turned up before to a hotel that's been closed. Do you usually close in January?
It's probably the best time for us to close because there's not a lot of people around.
I've done a bit of research, and lots of the other hotels here are about 75% occupancy. I would like the hotel to have a few guests for me to see what it's like.
Mm-hmm. As long as I've got a day or two to do it.
No, I'm afraid not. I'm afraid I want to do it tonight.
Oh, right.
And I'm going to have to stay the night, aren't I? Can
It
you think?
looks like it, yeah.
Hey, look, your enthusiasm overwhelms me, sir.
A year and a half ago, I travelled to Cornwall to help save a struggling hotel run by a debilitatingly shy owner.
It's this understanding of guests and what works is what I don't think I have.
Hello?
Trevor had asked for my help, but was caught off guard when I turned up out of the blue.
I would like the hotel to have a few guests.
When I've got somebody turning up and I don't know what room they're going in, that worries me, you know.
He took it quite well, quite calmly.
I think I would have burst into tears and run away if I'd been me meeting me for the first time. But I do need to see what kind of hotelier he is. So I'm going to put the call out and see who I can get to come to stay tonight to help me road test the Atlantic House Hotel.
It's time to hit social media to see if I can persuade some of Bude's many visitors to try the hotel out right here and now.
Yeah, I just feel giving her a vacuum cleaner and a duster. Yeah, we will see. Right.
Tonight, I've filled 5 rooms with 10 guests, plus me, of course, so I can see just how Trevor runs his establishment. First, I want to give the rooms a once-over before the arrival of my road testers.
God, well, this isn't bad. It's slightly anonymous. Death by pine. Immaculately clean, The outside and the inside here really do not match. The outside, it looks like a crack den, and the inside looks, you know, decent, at least. It's just a bit anodyne. I'm gonna need to talk to Trevor. What bits do you like doing in a hotel and which bits don't you?
Oh, crikey.
How on earth did you get into this game?
Well, I'd always wanted to run my own business and always wanted to live by the coast.
Do you get to enjoy the coast?
Around this time of year, maybe up till Easter, I can go for a walk, and I especially like going for a walk along the canal, seeing if I can photograph the kingfishers. Or...
Extrovert? Would
Nope.
you
I want to observe Trevor close up as he greets my 10 surprise guests, who are all here to spend the night and experience what he has to offer.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Hello there.
Hi there.
2 to check in, please.
Okay. A really good journey here.
Yes, thank you.
I want to say the inside's much better than the outside.
Breakfast is from 8:30 till 9:30.
He's obviously a very pleasant person, Trevor. He's just not particularly extrovert, I would say.
He seemed a bit like an awkward host as well.
He
Didn't come naturally to him, bless him.
No.
I felt a bit sorry for him.
At such short notice, I'm not expecting Trevor to open up the hotel restaurant, but I do want my guests to enjoy the bar with Trevor in the role of host.
Now it's up to him to show his kind of personality a bit more.
Oh, this is really nice, isn't it?
Hopefully he will be charming and warm.
How long have you been here?
It'll be 12 years in June.
All right.
Listen, we've got guests in there. Engage with them. Lay on the charm.
If anybody needs the Wi-Fi code, I can give them that.
Who's in there?
He's a very nice man, but very little tact. Hotels are a form of theatre. You're stage managing a performance. You're putting on a show for your guests.
I'm not the life and soul of the party type of person.
He clearly needs help. You know, we live in an age of relentless self-promotion, and I'm afraid that that is the bit that seems to be lacking in him. Amazing view to wake up to. Slept so well last night.
The problem clearly isn't location. The hotel overlooks the beach and is right on the coast path. For £90 a night for 2 people, Trevor offers bed and breakfast, which he cooks himself.
I'm quite okay at this.
I'm sure he's doing absolutely fine. I think that's the kind of challenge that he can handle very well. I'm going to go and help him because I'm sure he doesn't, on the other hand, want to make small talk with guests. And that's something I can do very easily. Morning, chef.
Good morning.
And it will also give me a chance to get the verdict on my guest stay at the hotel.
I mean, I think his decor's a bit odd.
It wasn't kind of comfortable in the way that I thought.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't sort of cosy into it.
The only thing we could think of would be just to redecorate, maybe, just to make it feel a bit more modern, maybe.
He's a very pleasant guy, but he's
Too
not...
nice.
He needs a bit of oomph.
Identity is key, especially in a place like Bude where there's so much competition.
I plan to help Trevor by dealing with the lack of character in the rooms.
If you're winning, I would like to take the rooms that you've done the bathrooms with already, and I would like to finish them off for you, because I think that you've got so many elements right, and you just need a few things to really pull these rooms together. And again, it's just about colour and detail. Something to enrich the experience.
But outside, there's an even bigger job that I need Trevor to tackle.
Your exterior is your shop front when you're a
Absolutely,
hotelier,
yes.
and it looks awful. And I know that you want to paint this white, but I think you're wrong. I think you should be painting it more that, one of the Cornish colours. A blue or a pink or yellow, something.
Well,
White
okay.
is very unforgiving.
It is, but it also makes the building look bigger.
It doesn't need to look bigger. Why
Okay.
does it need to? People don't come along and go, oh, look, what a nice big building.
There's one feature of the hotel my guests missed out on, the restaurant, as it was closed last night. I've asked Chef Todd to come in to offer me a taste of his menu.
You're going to cook something for me at lunch?
Yes, yeah. I'm going to do a Creole spiced hake with a clam chowder sauce.
Fantastic.
18 months ago, Trevor agreed to let Todd relocate his established and successful restaurant to the hotel.
There just seems to be a divide between the success of the restaurant and, you know, the way the hotel is.
I definitely think there need to be some changes to the kind of ambiance. There has to be a kind of marriage between the food and the style of the way you're sitting.
I think so. He doesn't seem to talk it up.
OK.
There you go.
Delicious, thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thanks. So good. I mean, the food is so full of flavour. Just delicious. I sometimes do have a problem with hotel restaurants, but then that's because most of the time they're not very good. When they are good, you've got to make the most of it. You've got to get hotel guests to dine in the restaurant and you get diners to stay in your rooms. I'm slightly worried because the dining room and the food are kind of poles apart. We need to try and join the strands, plait the strands together.
I've seen enough. It's time to present my findings to Trevor.
Well, I think you've done very well so far. We just now need to tie all those ends together and make the product a kind of a unified one. I would really encourage you to make this room more appropriate for the kind of food. I'd love to put some turquoise in here or some orange or, again, vibrancy, colour, because the food is so great. Somehow you've got to encourage the place to do for you what you don't really do for yourself, which is sell itself. This place has such potential, and I really want to help it live up to that. And to help Trevor, who, you know, despite his unassuming facade, really has a passion for this place.
I've always had ambition for it, and I'll never be happy until I've done everything possible. There's obviously a lot to do and little time to do it, but, you know, I'm up for it.
Which is just as well, because the first thing I'm going to do is tackle head-on what I think is probably stopping this hotel from flourishing, and that's Trevor. I'm dragging Trevor out of his comfort zone and into the big smoke.
I've brought him to London to engage with a guest, to be taught how to do it by one of the masters in the field.
It's a natural thing. You want to be in this business for a reason, and you have a natural flair, you know, to look after someone.
This is the Mondrian London, one of the city's newest design-led hotels. It tries to stand out in the most competitive market in the country by focusing firmly on how staff interact with guests.
You can have a beautifully designed hotel, but if the guest experience is not there, it's just, it does not work.
The reason I've invited you here is because I've got to get you to engage a bit more with your guests. I mean, the guest experience here, they do it in a way that I think you might enjoy experiencing and seeing.
Well, we treat our guests here as if they're coming to stay in your own home. The team members are encouraged just to be themselves and just let things naturally flow.
Trevor is going to learn Peter's expert tricks on how to give that personal touch.
One of the key things is the welcome. Big smiles, eye contact is important. Hi, can I help you with your bag? Sure. You've had a long journey today. You have to be a bit of a psychologist. You have to suss the guest out a little bit. Are they business travellers? Do they look a bit tired and weary? What was the name under your reservation?
Crosby.
And then we introduce the guest then to our reception team. It's Mr. Crosby coming to stay with us.
Hi, Crosby.
Chris. Big smile, eye contact, and then it just flows naturally. Okay.
Time for Trevor to give it a go.
I'm so anxious for Trevor, I literally feel...
Hi, welcome to laundry.
Yes,
Can I take your case?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, please.
You're staying here?
Oh, yes.
What name's the reservation?
My name is Mirella Katori.
He's doing really well, but it's just agony.
Oh, so sorry.
Oh, such agony. Ah.
Hello.
He introduced her onto a reception team using her first name, which I'm sure is completely contrary to every instinct, every bone in his aching body.
Trevor, how did you feel there?
Clumsy.
Clumsy. Okay, practice makes perfect.
He said I felt clumsy. Next, one of the areas that is rather awkward always is transition moments. Specifically, in England at least, people tend to look at their feet and avoid making eye contact when in a lift together.
How long are you staying in London?
Just for a night.
Just for a night?
Yes.
Up to you.
Oh, thank you.
So you're looking forward to doing some shopping and meeting your friends?
Don't we all? It's a great time to just go and splash out a bit on
Spend
yourself.
lots of money.
Yeah.
Poor Trevor, the things you have to do. How was that?
Not good.
Not good.
Well, there's a lot of trouble getting the lift to work, so by which time it's sort of completely thrown.
Dried up.
Those sort of things, you don't see them coming. You just...
No. The thing is, you've just got to stay calm and professional.
That's what makes it the fun part, hotel keeping.
I know, never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. We like that.
Yeah. The whole ethos is what I really take away from it. You know, this idea of treating people like you're welcoming them into your home and smile and just treat them like they're your friends, basically. I don't know if I want to face any more such challenges, but, you know, that's another one ticked.
But Trevor still has his work cut out. Other hotels in Bude have found their niche, whether it's the surfing scene or the family crowd. Trevor still hasn't decided who his target market is. The Atlantic is right on the southwest coast path, and with 2.2 million visitors a year coming to Cornwall to enjoy it, I really want Trevor to tap into that lucrative market.
I've been thinking a lot about what we could do that's different, and that involves you welcoming the kind of people you'd be comfortable with. There's no other hotel in Bude that's majoring on the southwest coastal path. So what I would like you to do is to create these kind of little pocket maps about Bude, the walking trail. You need to make it a bit more personal, Trevor. And so that's the next challenge I'm throwing down to you.
Trevor was happy to take on my challenge, but when I gathered a group of prospective nature-loving guests outside the Atlantic, had I pushed him too far?
This is Trevor, who is the owner of the Atlantic House Hotel. I shall leave it up to you.
Atlantic House Hotel in Bude was struggling to stand out from the crowd.
I just don't have an instinct for what will really appeal to other people.
A year and a half ago, I made it my mission to put a bit of oomph back into the business and owner Trevor. I agreed to make over some of Trevor's bland rooms. I wanted to inject colour and reflect Trevor's own love of nature, but I wanted him to play his part too.
You know, Alex wants us to get some colour onto the outside.
I think so. I mean, I think, yeah, you know, anything but magnolia.
Well, I would not go for Magnolia.
Also, to give the hotel some much-needed personality, I gave Trevor the brief to unify his business by tying the restaurant to the hotel.
The wallpaper is far too contrasty, and one of the colours was either coral or turquoise. That was a good trick.
That's the one I liked.
We created a scheme for the hotel that put Trevor's passion for the coastline front and centre. And then I returned to see the results.
When I suggested pink, I was thinking more of one of those Cornish pastels, but I'm really proud of him. First of all, it is a statement. In that town down there, they'll be pointing up and going, there's the Atlantic House, that big pink building up on the hill. I cannot believe the transformation.
The pink, is that what you were expecting?
No, but I don't think that matters.
We have Z cards.
Which look, again, extremely smart.
They are extremely nice, yeah.
Really neat.
To show Trevor how to execute the nature lover's brief, I took on 3 of his bedrooms.
I haven't looked at what's been done at all. I've no real idea what it's going to look like.
The room I stayed in last time was characterless and lacking in a unifying theme, but not anymore.
So this is the room that I stayed in. New bedside tables, new chest of drawers, and obviously a very nice quality blanket.
Yep.
The rooms were functional at best. Now I've added personality with some simple decorative objects to overhaul his rather bland decor.
I think this is a lovely room.
These are all sort of touches which I could never have done myself. It just puts pressure on me to do all the other rooms.
Poor Trevor, no rest for the good.
Now I want to see the fruits of Trevor's labour. The restaurant was poles apart from the style of food offered, so I wanted him to visually tie the two together.
Ooh la la, monsieur, monsieur!
So what do you think of that? Have I fulfilled the...
Oh my goodness gracious me. I think this looks amazing.
I'm really delighted with the way it all fits.
I think I have to congratulate you. Well done.
Yes.
Well done, young man.
Until now, the Atlantic has failed to register on the tourist map.
A book and a binocular in every room.
Now I want to push the hotel as a nature lover's haven.
I have a boot track for you.
I've put out a call on social media advertising an open house for holidaymakers.
I thought I'd come and say hello. Thank you very much for turning up today.
No, at all.
The biggest test is for Trevor. He's got to convince our visitors that his is the go-to hotel for lovers of the great outdoors.
I am slightly worried about his circulation. He's clenching his hands so tightly together.
You know, for someone who's as pathologically shy as me, it's been good forcing me to do things which I'd never have thought of doing.
You're the owner of the hotel?
I am, yes. You'd say it stretched me. Thanks for coming. Are you going to try the jambalaya while you're here?
Yeah, definitely.
Trevor has arranged for local wildlife experts to show off the merits of the local area. But now he's got to introduce them.
I shall leave it up to you.
Hello, thanks very much for coming. I've always been keen in wildlife and walking, and I think it's a tremendous shame if people come and visit Bude and don't look beyond the beach. I think if they stop in the car park and just look at the sand and the sea, that's great, but if they turn round and look at the wildlife and the walking, that's even better.
Full of marine fossils.
He's really stepped up to the plate. He's introduced the speakers very well.
I went into this wanting to get the best out of Alex's advice. I wanted a turning point, and I think we've achieved it. I keep going on about how shy I am, and it is something that's dogged me all my life. So you wouldn't expect me to find the most rewarding thing about being here is the people I meet, but it is, you know.
I'm incredibly fond of Trevor. He's a nice man, and this is a testament to how hard he's prepared to work to achieve his dreams.
That was over a year and a half ago, and now I'm back to see whether Trevor and the hotel have blossomed. And joy of joys, the building is still bright pink.
I believe that this building has now become rather a landmark in the town, and I hope that the kind of bold colour choice and the facade is symbolic of how Trevor now tackles his life as a hotelier.
I've started to get the hotel into more of the place I want it to be, and that's always enjoyable.
I never felt that it was within my remit to change Trevor's character, his personality. You know, he's a shy man, and he will probably remain a shy man. But I did think I could help him find ways to interact more easily with his guests.
I think she recognises I'm never going to be the master of ceremonies type of person. I'm never going to take that sort of role.
Longing to see whether he's kept up to date with the internal decoration. He's quite a stickler, is Trevor, so I have quite high hopes for what I'm going to find inside.
I'm worried about what Alex is going to say when she comes, because I've done a lot of what she asked me to do, but I haven't done everything. Let's just focus on what I have done.
Hello.
Hello.
How lovely to see you. Oh, it looks amazing in here. This entrance is transformed.
Everybody loves it. It's just made a huge difference.
It all looks absolutely fabulous. So much brighter and more cheerful.
We did it all ourselves, and
Gosh,
everybody's
good for you.
really loved it, so I'm very happy.
What's occupancy been like?
Well, it's up on last year.
And how are bookings going forward into the summer?
They're definitely a lot better.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm dying to see, have you done any more rooms?
Well, we haven't fully finished, but there are 2 or 3 that you should look at.
I'd love to see, even if it's only one.
Trevor had struggled to inject some personality into his rooms, so I'm hoping he'd paid attention to my original makeover.
So this, I believe, is the room that I surprised you in?
Yeah, I was standing just here talking to the builder when you walked in.
Well, very nice, and it's been finished very nicely. New carpet, obviously, nice heavy curtains, bedside tables, 2 bedside lights, a very nice little sofa. Was that from the bar downstairs?
It was, yes. I had too many of those in the bar.
Ooh, this is lovely, darling. You do good bathroom, I must say. It looks really good. I love the floor. I love your tiles. Anyone would be happy with this bathroom.
Yeah, I'm extremely pleased with it. It all worked out really well.
The detailed touches are great and even extend to the hotel handbook.
This looks very nice.
It looks great, yeah.
Oh, a very nice personal statement. Every morning after opening the kitchen and reception, I look out to see what the Atlantic is doing. That is not a habit, it is a compulsion. That view explains why a shy electronics engineer from Yorkshire surprised everyone that knew me by leaving a good job to purchase and run Atlantic House. Very nice, darling. Very poetic.
Yeah, I struggled for hours over writing things like that.
I was expecting to see a quality bedroom, but honestly, Trevor bearing his soul in so public a manner was most definitely a lovely surprise.
Is the restaurant doing well?
It's doing extremely well. Yeah, the reviews are fantastic.
Good.
Yeah, so I think more people know about us now.
Your exterior has become, I believe, something of a viewed landmark.
Yeah, I'm the guy from the pink building now.
Infamous, in fact.
Yes, it was just another scruffy white building. By painting it a colour different to everything else, it becomes a landmark. And so that's indeed what it is.
Is there any area of the business that you would still like to improve?
Yes, the one that I'm really keenest on improving is the bar, because I just see other places making money out of selling alcohol, and I think, why can't I?
And what is your analysis as to why that is?
There's no atmosphere, and...
It would help if, again, we could stamp some kind of identity on the bar, as we have on the rest of the hotel.
I think that's perfectly true. I think there's got to be a bar with a name of its own and a meaning.
To give Trevor's underperforming bar a new lease of life, I believe we should do something that I know from personal experience will go down well here.
Gin over here! Really refreshing. It's a good fit with you.
What do you mean? It's smooth and classy, or what?
Yes.
Over the past year and a half, Trevor Rounding has been busy reshaping his seaside hotel, but is still struggling with an underperforming, unprofitable bar, and I'm back armed with a plan to fix it.
Seems pretty obvious to me that we need to decide what it is that you're going to do here. And
Yeah.
I would suggest that this isn't really a cocktail bar, possibly, and I don't think it looks like a real ale hangout, particularly.
No.
But one drink in particular does fit, and any licensee will tell you is having a resurgence like no other.
I think we want something sophisticated, something that still fits in possibly with the restaurant. I mean, it would seem to me that an obvious thing to do is to specialise in something like gins.
Yeah.
Gin and tonic has become completely à la mode again.
Yeah.
Gin, I think, is very English, and I think it fits with Bude. And then we'll work out what you should do from there.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Marking this place out as a gin destination is a smart move and could give it the identity he craves.
I never really thought about a gin bar, but I just do like the idea of something which is my favourite spirit and it's very popular at the moment, so it gives a good focus for the bar.
We Brits are crazy about gin, and last year spent over £1 billion knocking back 40 million bottles of the stuff. It's a trend set only to continue.
It's one of those ideas that as soon as somebody says it, you recognise, yeah, that's a good one.
A bar, more than anywhere, needs to be stage set. All I've bought is a bit of fruit and some herbs. And I've borrowed a few plants. But it does look like a different room. It needs to encourage you to be a kind of extrovert bar. Otherwise, you just stay at home and drink your solitary gin.
Trevor had already done the hard work by decorating the room. All I needed to do was stamp a little personality on the place. Easily done, now we have a focus.
So I've just set-dressed a bit your room.
Okay.
Just to make it look a bit more warm. But you have to make it a room that somehow appeals to people to sit in.
Seeing all the plants and the fruit around, it really did make the whole place have a lot more atmosphere. It looked really cosy and just looked great.
My gin-inspired watering hole is shaping up nicely. And to add the effect, I've asked Chef Todd to create something special.
Thank you so much for making some food for me. It all looks absolutely delicious.
Hopefully, you know, it's going to reflect what we do in the restaurant. So I've got some crispy prawns, char-grilled tuna sliders, little mini belly pork BLTs, which is quite nice. Yeah. So, you know, something to go with drinks, and people can see what we do, and yeah.
So how is the restaurant going?
No complaints. It's going really, really well.
Hopefully, we'll get the bar going a bit as well, because I know that's something that Trevor desperately wants to do.
I think it's got potential, you know, certainly in the summer, because the footfall going past the hotel, it's non-stop. So if people can see something actually going on in the bar, instead of just closed doors, maybe a few tables out front.
I said that to him.
You know, because
open the doors.
They go next door. And, yeah, that's all.
Tables outside.
Just look open, and so yeah, I think certainly for the summer it has potential.
Thank you so much for being so supportive, and frankly, I'm really looking forward to trying some more of your delicious food.
Be served up directly.
There we go. Do come in, please.
To trial the new gin bar and get a feel for the Bude palate, I've invited over a few of Trevor's friends and neighbours who are going to help us select the perfect gin combinations.
Hi. We'll be serving you a fine selection of gins today. We have an expert barman who's helping me out, so I think we ought to take advantage. I'll get Alex to mix up some. Everyone can have a taste of each, and then you can decide which one you'd like to have for yourselves. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Let's get going. We need gin over here.
So, can I help with anything?
Certainly, of course. Do you want to mix the curio gin?
Okay.
With over 500 different UK gin brands on the market, Trevor will need to narrow down which combinations work for his clientele. And holding regular tastings is a good way to test the waters and attract new customers.
That's it, yeah, just a sprig in, and then just a nice bit of orange just to drop in as well, to give that nice little flourish.
Crikey.
Nice, isn't it?
Really refreshing. Lovely with them strawberries.
I know, it's amazing how much it comes through.
I've got to try and remember how to do this and copy it.
We would never have come in for a drink.
No, we wouldn't.
But now we'll tell people, have a gin next door. Yeah. If we're busy, go in and see Trev, he'll look after you.
So we got some mini belly pork BLTs and char-grilled tuna sliders with pickled red onions and citrus mayo.
That batter's really nice.
I think it's going very well. I think everybody's really getting into the gin and they're very enthusiastic about the way Alex has decorated the room. Obviously with the sun out and people sitting outside, it's even better, so we're very lucky.
Classic Plymouth gin, that's the one that's actually featured in the original martini.
Okay. So what do you think of this gin idea?
I think it's perfect. The food's going down well, so I think it's just what we need.
Well, it's also quite a simple idea, isn't it?
It is. It is stuff that you can do quite easily, and it's in fashion, and people understand it.
And it's a good fit with you.
What do you mean? It's smooth and classy, or what?
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. It's smooth and classy.
Yeah.
And I also think, you know, that your neighbours really appreciate the opportunity. They all said to me, we'd love the opportunity to say, why don't you go along for a gin to Trevor's?
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, in this kind of community, it is nice for a point of difference.
Yeah, I don't mind being known as the place to come for a gin.
Good. I'm glad, darling. I'm glad. I'm
Didn't
glad
take you long to size me up, did it?
It's taken a lot of thought, Trevor.
Trevor's Smooth and Classy sounds like the perfect name for a signature gin offering.
Well, darling, that seemed to have worked quite well.
Another triumph.
Another time. Always so nice to see you. Mwah. Bye, darling. See you soon.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Bye.
Actually, I was quite nervous about how to work this and what extra value I could give to Trevor, because I know he's already done so much with his hotel. But he asked for help with his bar, and so we tried to give it to him. And the winds have been in my favour.
What's your favourite?
Very nice. The day's gone really well. I was obviously worried before Alex arrived. You know, she can be formidable, but I seem to have got away with it.
I'm really pleased to see that Trevor's learnt to be proud of the kind of hotelier that he is, a hotelier rather unlike most others.